you doing today? You all good?
Yeah, doing good. I just got done a little rehearsal with my son Igor, just going over some of the tracks we're adding for the next tour. Starts in the UK, which I'm excited.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
haven't been there in a minute. It's been a couple years.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, we got the first show in Leicester. Uh, should be really cool, really fun. A lot of cool songs. We're excited for Schizophrenia release. I know we dropped a new song today. People are receiving it really well. Yeah, so just getting ready to come on tour and slay the UK as we say.
Once more. I actually reviewed and photographed your live show in Shepherd's Bush in London. I think it was in November. And you must know, but the energy in that place that night was like pretty huge from like, both the crowd and you guys on stage. You guys are pretty actually incredible, pulling together like several hundred, like maybe like thousands of people and creating some unity amongst them.
Yeah, it's cool, like I think the effect that this tour have on people is quite unique because it's a celebration of nostalgic music
Mm,
from created in the 80s. These albums are from 80, 84, 85, 87.
yeah.
And for a lot of people, I joked, but it's kind of true. A lot, some of those songs are in their DNA because they heard it for so long. And, some people maybe never even expected to be able to see it live the way we're doing it. So I think it creates a really cool atmosphere of a mix of nostalgia, mix excitement, meets new generation because you have
Yeah.
all the young guys that also that are loving what we're doing right now. Um, and we're just gonna go for it. The show really there's no boo involved. It's just from the moment the intro goes on, it's gonna be just holding nothing back for the next hour and a half. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
it's all raw energy after that. It's great. I love it. I think it's the metal I grew up in it, and I'm just fascinated that it's still relevant today in 2024. People still want to hear stuff from those albums, and that makes me very happy.
Well, this is it. I think this is something, because Schizophrenia was 1987, right?
Yeah.
So like obviously the re-recording is coming out on the 21st of June. And if we're to go by the reception of Morbid Visions, I expect it's going to be quite huge. You've got, and like you were saying, you've got old and new fans that get to sort of experience one of your originals in a release, which is, really, which is I think is quite important in some ways, because then you're, continuing, what you're doing into the younger generation.
It's all about connecting with people, really. Like it was when we first started, and it is now. Uh, just you know, just different era. You have now the internet, social media, and all that. But I think the feeling is pretty much the same. They love heavy stuff, extreme stuff, and when it's played right, when you play with that with that energy, the raw power, and I think we got that in the band because you have me and Igor. Of course, we're older musicians with a lot of wisdom and experience. But you have also the young pups in the band. You have Travis and Igor Amadeus. They are youthful, full energy, and the combination of that of the four of us together, it creates a unique vortex of
Absolutely.
of vibes that is quite unique, man. It's cool. I just love to I look at my side and Igor is going nuts, and I look to the left and Travis is going. He's got the bullet belts, the spikes, you know. We're bringing it all in. We got everything. We got bullet belt spikes. This is like we going back in time, man. You
Going
know,
full throttle, like yeah.
full on. There's nothing. We're not leaving one stone unturned. We are touching everything, and it's great. I think a lot of, like I say, a lot of there's older guys that experience and they get to see it again, and all these young guys that never saw it, never heard it, they get to see it firsthand.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that will inspire them to make a band or create music or whatever it is, because it's this that's what metal is about. It's influencing other people, reaching out, connecting, sharing, making the best out of it. And we're looking forward to this European tour, especially the UK. Like I said, I haven't been there since, I don't know, I think 19 was the last time. I
Mhm.
know it was before pandemic, before the pandemonium. Um, so I'm very excited to be back in the UK.
Amazing. I think yeah, it's gonna be huge because it's, I think Schizophrenia is a favorite album from back in the day as well from you guys. So the reception I think is gonna be pretty huge when it's in its live setting. Re-recording and things like that. So I kind of feel as well, well, today you actually released the music video for your new re-recorded single, From the Past Comes the Storms. And I feel like you still have that classic, thrash that was in the original, but there's a sharper feel to the blackened element of this track now. So whilst re-recording the songs on Schizophrenia, is there anything different you wanted to explore in its development?
I think we just kind of kept the idea very similar to how we approach Morbid Visions and Bestial Devastation, which is you don't mess with the songs itself. They're
Yeah.
great. We don't need to try to make them better because they are great already. They
Yeah.
just need a better sound. They just need to sound better because they were recorded in shitty Brazilian studios with people that don't know how to record this kind of music. And we had the chance now to really properly um, fulfill the vision that we had for those songs the way we want them to sound. And that's the coolest thing about these recordings is that we get you like people get to hear them now the way me and Igor envisioned them when we first made them.
Yeah.
Is the big sound, the killer guitar tone, the amazing drum sound, and we kept some of the original stuff from the early days, like Igor Toms. They sound like PVC tubes,
Yeah.
plastic tubes. That's a technique that you put the microphone inside the toms.
Okay.
And I don't know why we did that back in '87. Maybe it's a mistake. I don't know. But it's like a workout killer and it sounds great. It sounds just really unique and old school. Um, and then, of course, I have a little bit of uh, my voice sounds different now than it did in '87.
Mm.
But I think I tracked down with the same intensity.
Yeah.
The
You have
performance
that
was
same energy. Yeah.
same power, same raw energy, same piss and vinegar, and I think like that's kind of cuts through the the recording, and yeah, it's just they're the same song. We didn't change them. We didn't feel like we need to change them. We don't need to make them better. Just record them really better and play them. It's slightly Schizophrenia is slightly different from Morbid because it's a bit faster.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit like a mix between the live version of some of these songs. I was watching some videos with Igor of Sepultura in 88, 89, and these songs are live. They're a little bit faster and more exciting. And I was telling Igor, we should do that. We should make that the recording have a little bit of a live feeling, almost
Absolutely.
like you're
Like
playing live.
raw. Yeah.
Yeah, rather than have the same speed of the record, it's a bit slower. So I think we upped that a little bit. We upped the speed of the whole record is a bit faster than the original. Apart from that, everything else is the same. It's like keep the classic, don't change much.
Yeah,
Kind of like if it's not broken, don't fix it. It's uh,
totally.
same idea. Like it's great, just needs a better sound. I think the production is killer. I think Arthur did a great job. I love the artwork. I think Aileron artwork is awesome.
It's beautiful.
It just looks much more agonizing. The guy in the straight jacket, he's really freaking out. Almost like realism. There's like a reality when you look at his face. Is like really, really suffering in real agony, and that is connect with the songs. Stuff like Septischizo and Rest in Pain and Scream Behind the Shadows. Those are all songs that talk about mental stuff, agony.
Yeah.
You know, um, I think it's be influenced by movies like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and Mental Asylum and stuff like that. Really creepy shit.
I think as a riff lover as well, I can imagine you've got like you have so many works that have potential homes. So like I know I have I know of or have come across musicians who are in multiple projects or bands that write music and do so from like a collective library that they made like a vault of music, you know. So when you come to the writing process for for these like old and new, do you have a moment where you're not writing for any specific band that you're in and just feel with, what comes to you and you have a place for it to fit?
Yeah, sometimes I write when I don't have to write for an album, and I just like to riff. I call those, just riffing at home. And I like to I look at riffing in a very high place, like an art form.
Yeah.
It's like a obscure, forgotten art form that I respect very much. I think most of the best songs in the world, most of them comes from a place of the riff.
Yeah.
The riff kind of like is the foundation, is the base of the song.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do that. We also had a new song on this album called Nightmares of Delirium, which is inspired by the record. So we listened to the whole Schizophrenia and thought, okay, let's be inspired by this album and make a new song in awe of this record. So it's a fan kind of song made
Yeah.
by us, like a fan. Like we love this album so much. It's not really copying the record, but really, really influenced by it. Like to the point of like, this is the best of this record in a new song. Just it's really cool. It felt great to make a new song out of it, especially with this point of view of inspiration. The album is so great that you feel inspired by the record
Mm.
to make a brand new song for it that pays homage to the whole album.
Yeah. Well, as you say, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it, So absolutely.
Yeah, it's like the songs are there, they're great, and they just need to be played tighter and faster with more energy, recorded with better sound because we have the equipment, we have the engineers, we have the producers that know this music, and you can take advantage of that and make a record that sounds modern, but it doesn't sound like robotic. It's still really human. The human element is totally alive on the record. I mean, in fact, we didn't use click tracks,
Yeah.
all live. All the drums were live made, just playing, me and Igor playing together, like going for it. And all that is creates a live environment that you can't get that without playing together, without
Yeah.
being with that organic feeling. So that's super important for the record. I think you feel it when you listen to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about the energy as well at the end of the day. So
But
you,
this kind of records, yeah.
yeah, exactly. So you're embarking on your next chapter of shows that you said earlier on, Third World Trilogy tour around the UK and Europe. It's basically like a whole month of tour. So you guys are going to be busy as hell again. Are you playing anywhere you've not played before?
Yeah, Leicester, the first show, we never
Yeah.
been there. You know, I mean, I've been there, but never played there.
Hmm.
Couple of the ones we've been there before, but it's been a while, like Newcastle and I think like Glasgow as well as Ireland. We haven't been there in a while. Um, Last time, the show you were in, uh, I think we're only like it was only like Manchester, Nottingham, um,
London, yeah.
London, Birmingham. So yeah, we always look forward to come to the UK in in any capacity. But this should be cool because now we have also Schizophrenia songs mixed into it. So it's even a
Exactly.
crazier set list than it was already brutal. Now it's
Turned up
80%
a notch.
brutal. Yeah, it's way more brutal.
Amazing, amazing. Okay. Well, my last question, I'm gonna pop it down to my last question because I know that we've running out of time a bit. So basically we're all music fans at the end of the day, whether you're an artist, crew, promoter, working venues, labels, behind the scenes, what's the best kind of advice you can give starting bands and artists today?
I don't know. I mean, that's difficult. I mean, mostly like follow your heart and practice. You know, I think that's those are important things to make your music better. Like play a lot of cover songs. I think that's really good. That teaches a lot about how other people makes their music. I learned about a lot of that by playing other people's songs and learning about doing cover song, which I think is still great.
Yeah.
And also like don't give up so easily. Like sometimes it takes a long time to be recognized, and that's okay. Just keep believing it. Find the right people near you, make good contacts, and then just go for it. You have no regrets. You're not wasting your life. The actual journey is great. I
Mm,
think the journey is as important as the destination.
absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Stay humble.
Yes, that goes without saying. Don't be an asshole.
Nobody likes that.